This week, the issue of video poker moves from the Senate floor to the South Carolina Supreme Court. The court will decide if the state's $2 billion video gambling industry is legal. The court will hear arguments from both sides. Lawyers for a ban will argue the 31,000 gambling machines scattered across the state constitute illegal lotteries. Lotteries are prohibited by the state constitution. And gambling opponents argue that lotteries include any activities where there is a reward and luck predominates over skill. They say that includes video poker. Attorneys for supporters of video gambling will also get their day in court.
Supporters of a property rights bill that is languishing in the state Senate are taking to the air to help get the legislation pushed through the General Assembly. The group has been traveling throughout South Carolina today, rallying for support of the takings bill. And tonight they're at Young's Plantation in Florence. That's where we find Wpde News Channel 15's Audra Grant, who's joining us for the latest. And Audra, what is this bill all about?
Well, Allison, these men here tonight tell me they're here to simply say landowners must be compensated if you make laws, rules, or ordinances that impose against their ability to make the most out of their land. More specifically, they say it helps the small man who perhaps can't afford to hire an attorney to fight for his land rights. And joining me now to talk more on this is the coordinator, Neil Robinson. Neil, Mr. Robinson, tell us what this bill can do for landowners.
What this bill does for landowners is it gives everybody an opportunity to sit down with the people that make the laws in South Carolina. Today, if a landowner feels aggrieved because of a property act that's been enacted by a new agency, all he can do is hire a lawyer and bring a lawsuit. This gives him the opportunity to sit down with the county or the city or the agency and resolve that problem.
Now, for some who say that you may be this bill is against the environment, against control, how do you respond to that?
Well, actually, this bill should help the environment because it will assure that all bills that are passed treat everyone fairly. If anyone's treated unfairly, they have the opportunity to go in and resolve it without bringing a lawsuit. If they do have to bring a lawsuit, if it turns out that it's frivolous, the attorney's fees must be paid by the landowner.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Robinson. Again, this bill will be heading into the Senate on Wednesday. Once there, many do fear that it may be pushed aside against the other issues that are pressing, such as video poker, but we'll definitely keep you updated. Allison and Rich, back to you.
Okay,
right,
thanks, Audra.
Well, with this weekend having marked the 30th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., an area professor took a trip to Memphis to find out about some new developments in the case.
Coker College professor Mal Hyman traveled to Memphis, Tennessee over the weekend. He says he learned about new evidence that could clear James Earl Ray, the man convicted of killing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
This is the time for Americans that are interested in truth on this matter to tell their elected representatives that we need to have a truth commission, patterned after the Truth Commission in South Africa, to reopen this investigation.
Hyman says that Dr. King's family is determined to get a retrial. He plans to hold a public forum on King's assassination.
Beautiful weather we're having out there right now. Ed's got your work week forecast coming up. And get ready for some death-defying acts and animal tricks.
As the Clyde Beatty Cole Brothers Circus sets up on the Grand Strand, see what really goes on before the big night.
All right, welcome back and good evening to you. No doubt this is the most beautiful time of the year. The flowers are blooming, the winds are usually pretty calm, and for the most part the weather has been nice here over the past couple of days, especially Sunday and today, and it looks like the weather overall will not be bad as we head through the next 24 to 36 hours. All bets are off though as we head toward the middle part of the week. We'll talk about that and of course have your Easter Sunday forecast for you in that exclusive 7-day in just a second. First of all, live pinpoint weather. And back across the PD right now, temperatures are delightful. Everyone in the low to mid 70s. Humidity values are very low, and the winds everywhere out of the south and southwest at 5 to occasionally 10 miles per hour, but most locations are even less than that. Down to the beaches we go. Myrtle Beach and Garden City, no doubt you notice they are considerably cooler than the areas further inland like Conway, Mullins, and Dillon. They're in the mid 70s, but on the beaches we're in the lower 60s. That's because the wind for the most part has been off the ocean out of the south and southwest at 15 to occasionally 20 miles per hour. Of course, the water temperature is right now at 60 degrees, so we usually feel about as warm as the water temperatures do when you have that sea breeze develop. All right, humidity values are lower away from the beaches and the winds are lighter as well. All right, here's a look at the radars, and isn't this beautiful? Not a raindrop anywhere across North or South Carolina. Don't see anything happening tonight and for most of the daytime tomorrow as well. Here's what's happening on the satellite picture. High pressure is anchored just off the coast of the Carolinas. We have beautiful blue skies across South Carolina and North Carolina now. Hardly a cloud to be found anywhere in the Carolinas, so it looks like a nice clear night tonight. With the air very dry, we are going to cool considerably, but nowhere near the freezing mark. Most locations will be in the mid-40s overnight tonight, so you don't have to worry about the pets and the plants outdoors. They won't have any problems with any kind of frost tonight, because that certainly won't be the case. Here's what's happening on a grander scale now. Across the southern half of the nation, across much of Georgia through Alabama and Mississippi, not much going on. We have a warm front that is not very active right now, but over the next 24 hours as it heads to the north, it will likely bring a little bit of moisture with it, and just enough moisture around for us that we may have to deal with an isolated shower or thunderstorm as we head toward tomorrow afternoon, but we're talking pretty insignificant amounts of rain. Our next big chance of rain will come as we head toward Thursday, with a better chance of showers and storms with that system coming across the southern half of the nation. But between now and then, things look pretty good. Temperature-wise, it's not bad. We're not in the 80s like we were last week or the week before, but still very nice indeed. 60s and 70s pretty much rules the roost across the southern half of the nation. And we'll see a warming trend here over the next couple of days into the mid-70s tomorrow and probably cracking 80 as we head toward Wednesday. So the warm stuff is only going to get warmer here as we head through the week. Here's what's going to happen for the next 2 days for you now. The warm front along the Gulf Coast states now makes it here by the afternoon. And again, clouds will be increasing, will become partly sunny with just a slight chance of a shower thunderstorm during the afternoon. Then for Wednesday, I think that warm front will lift to the north. The cold front's far enough back out to our west that we should have a decent day in here on Wednesday with a mixture of sun and clouds, and the high temperatures we're going with in the lower 80s. Then this front will get here and likely give us a better chance of some showers and storms on Thursday. But I'll give a hint to you that Easter Sunday looks fantastic right now. You'll see that in the 7-day forecast very, very shortly. For the rest of this night now, here's what you can expect. All right, clear skies and cool. The overnight low 47 inland to about 50 at the beaches. Tomorrow it becomes partly sunny, a slight chance of a shower or afternoon thunderstorm. 71 the high on the beaches to 76 inland. And here's your 7-day forecast. Best chance of rain on Thursday, maybe a lingering shower on Friday, but the weekend looks fantastic. For those of you heading to Easter sunrise services on Sunday, sunrise around 6:48, and right now looks like it is going to be an absolutely glorious Easter Sunday with the highs by afternoon in the lower 70s. All right, speaking of Easter, Conway and Bloom, they were dancing in the streets in Conway on Saturday morning, and check out some of these wagons. They had a wagon parade, an Easter bonnet contest, and I got to judge that along with some other judges. And of course, if you're going to dress up like the Easter bunny, not only do you have to have the teeth, but you got to have the tail as well. And these ladies and gentlemen did a fantastic job. Now, you don't have to be awake for all the parades, but it sure would be nice, right? And if you're going to have one of these Easter parades, no doubt, Allison and Rich, it's got to be led by the Easter bunny, right?
That's right.
Sure.
Fantastic time and great weather for it on Saturday morning.
They looked great.
They did. Kids are awesome.
All right. Thanks, Ed. Well, sports is up next. Terry takes a look back at yesterday's crash up at the Texas 500.
And to go pro or not to go pro? That's the question on VJ Mackey's mind. Terry has the answer when we come back.